Yes, listener, viewer, it's advised that you be mature for this content. It may be offensive. I am Domina Della Pie, Mistress Sasha Storm. Welcome to my channel. I was talking about anal penetration and someone was lurking about, eavesdropping, and I was disturbed by knowledge of the presence of this person who does this habitually, and I won't be here for much longer so that I can do my videos in peace in a more free environment, because someone's always creeping around and listening or trying to, but I can hear the creaking of the floorboards, and that's how I know she's around, because she's very nosy, even though she's deaf in one ear. Anyway, this was about anal penetration, and I had spoken of my ex Moroccan boyfriend who had tried, although he was homophobic, and his reason for being homophobic was because of this sodomy. He hated people who engaged in it, and yet he was trying to do it to me. So the irony is not lost. Okay, so working as a domina and having men, that was one of the number one request of the gay of the so-called straight white males who visited me. They wanted me to dildo train them. Those were their words. They wanted to be dildo trained, which meant they wanted to learn how to take a dildo in their anus. And so that was my job. I wasn't into that, but I had to, because that was what they were requesting. So luckily I had friends who were in the business of manufacturing sex toys, including dildos, and they were dildos of various materials, like a silicone and leather and wood, crystal. They made different toys, and they would give me their models to test so I could use on my clients and give them feedback. So that was how I came to have dildos. I never bought a dildo in my life, and I wouldn't. So anyway, I had those toys and I had the clients, and the clients were requesting, majority of clients requested anal penetration. So it was disturbing. I found it disturbing. Listen, you may find that I am, how shall we say, judgmental. Yes, I suppose I am. I'm not trying to be, but I'm just saying from my perspective, this is not something I would want to engage in. And here's the main reason why is I've been through so many men, because I'd rather that I do it to them than they do it to me, for starters. So I'm doing it to them, right? And I'm finding that even those who have had an enema, who have taken enema, even those who arrive and I march them to the shower, to the bath, to wash themselves, to clean themselves, because before I do that, you have to be clean. And I ask them to take an enema, and they do. And even after all of that, when I anally probe them, when I penetrate them with my dildos, and I pull out, there is always, no exception, always shit at the end of my dick. Now, if that was my real dick, I would be furious. Thankfully, a couple of condoms, take them off, right? But it's still gross, because that shit at the end of the dick that is so far up the butt is the most vile and noxious odor ever smelled by me, okay? The shit that is all the way in there smells worse than you taking a dump. You taking a dump, you think it stinks? Those of you who eat meat and take dairy and eat all this crap that make your shit stink so much, that is nothing compared to when a dick goes all the way in. That is one reason that I'm opposed to that practice. Okay, I've had to experience it to know that's not for me, and I don't think I cannot be aroused by it. Just the thought of that. At the end of it, oh yeah, you may be in a daze and oh my God, it's so good, it's so good, ooh, 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 boom, 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 and then he pulls out, and then his dick stinks, and you all are doing it barebacking, you call it. You're doing it raw. You're not even wearing condoms. So you know what I mean? Like, I was horrified of my dick had to be boiled for sterilization after being in your booty hole because of how your shit up there stinks so bad. And here to think of these men are doing this raw. Come on, man. Come on. And then y'all sucking each other off. No, I'm sorry. No. I'm going to apologize for you because something's wrong with you. Hey, we're supposed to be free, right? We're supposed to be free. So let me be free to give my opinion on the matter because I was deep in your bowels. Oi. So apart from that, some guys, you know, some guys get into this thing and they get raped, right? They get raped. And when they're raped, that means no lube is being used. You need to use a lot of lube to engage anally. You really do. And some people, oh yeah, I come in my ass. Yeah, you do, because it's all the taboo aspect of it. You know you're engaging in higher risk activity, which is why you're more aroused, right? Gosh, I wonder about the transgender, the female to male transgender. I wonder about them. I wonder, really, are they getting involved in that? Because, well, I'm a woman, right? I'm a woman, and I don't want a guy penis in my ass. I'm sorry, because my vagina is too damn close. What is wrong with you that you can't go for the vajayjay and you got to go for the booty hole? Because it's so tight. It's so tight. It makes you feel like you are sexually assaulting someone. It makes you feel like you are violating someone, and that's what turns you on. You know, there's so many things that could turn people on, you know, but they're focused on, you know, like pedophiles, for instance. Pedophiles focus on pedophilia. Pedophiles focus on engaging sexually with children. They don't have to. They choose to. They choose to do that. Yes, it's your choice. You take the dick in your ass. You don't have to. You're choosing to. And that's why I'm saying you have the right. It's your right. But I don't think it's your right to just have that out there. Like I should have to go on some kind of site, you know, to view this content. This content shouldn't just be so freely in my range of vision. No, it's not. I know you were not naked, but give me a break. So here's that nosy person again, but I'm going to ignore her. All right, so the anal sphincter acts as a bit of a gatekeeper for the rectum. For anal sex, however, it's important that this muscle relaxes. Not only does it make the experience more pleasurable, it reduces the risk of tearing or discomfort. You see, because he was trying to do it on the sneak without informing me, you know, that's how I realized as something wasn't right, and I tensed up, and that's how everything went haywire. Relaxation involves patience, both at the time you're attempting penetration and as you become more accustomed to anal sex. And it's a good idea to start with your little finger. If you're going to do that, you might as well talk about it freely. So you start with the finger, I find is best. And then you get into graduations of butt plugs. Butt plugs come in various sizes, you know. And then you work it up to the dildo. And in the dildos, there are different sizes as well. And from playing with your wife, that's what happens. I'm going to tell you, ladies, you playing with your man, you know, because it's better that he take the dick from you than he go out there, right? Because who knows what he's going to catch out there. And a lot of these guys, I have pictures of guys in prison who, all these black guys, booty banditing each other in prison and come out and have girlfriends. Y'all don't think about all of that stuff. So there's the bacteria, there are the pathogens, you know, worms and such. If you are wearing a condom, be sure to remove it and roll on a new one before moving on to vaginal sex. You see that? Do you do that? Or how about y'all going from the you know, this is hot, right? When he goes from your ass to your pussy, he fucks your ass, and then he goes into your pussy. You guys are so turned on by that. You're so turned on by that. Why? Because you're high and you're drunk, and it's so taboo because you could be sick from doing this. You can get very sick. Passing this E. coli, hepatitis. Okay, so if you're wearing a condom, be sure to remove it and roll on a new one before moving on to vaginal sex. If you're not wearing a condom, or if you're using your hands or a toy, be sure to wash thoroughly after anal sex. Bacteria such as hepatitis A and E. coli can be spread from unclean anal sex practices. And here is why I say that's, for me, a no-no, right? And will it hurt? Well, yes and no. If done correctly, it can feel great, but doesn't mean you won't experience some discomfort the first time or even the first few times. You have anal, the first few times you have anal penetration. So will it hurt? Yes and no. If done correctly, it can feel great, but that doesn't mean you won't experience some discomfort the first time or even the first few times you have anal penetration. Take your time, stop if it becomes uncomfortable, and try using fewer fingers or a smaller toy as you become accustomed to the sensation. Is it normal to bleed? Yes and no. It's possible you will experience some bleeding your first time or two. However, the bleeding should stop in future sessions. If it doesn't, or if bleeding grows worse with each round of intercourse, talk with your doctor. This may result from rough penetration or be a sign of an underlying condition. Now, the question they ask, is it normal to bleed? Listen, I don't believe it's normal to bleed out of my booty hole, okay? So if somebody try to bang my booty hole and there's blood, that to me is a sign that that is no. That's a no. That is something that you should not be engaging in, because you shouldn't be bleeding while you're having sex. And there's the vagina, by the way. You want to go to the booty? There's the vagina so close. Why you know, because you see, why did you marry a woman? Why did you marry a woman? Oh, I don't understand, y'all. If you are gay, be gay. Please. Will it hurt? Of course it's going to hurt. Of course it's going to hurt. If done correctly, it can feel great. No, it's a pressure, and it's your mind. It's all mental. Your mind is saying, you know, oh my God, you feel submissive. When you feel submissive, especially if you're with a partner that you really desire, you're gonna the feeling of submission to the partner that is so desirable is gonna make you wet. It's gonna make you relax a bit more, open up more. It's a lot different from being actually raped. Right? There's no way you're going to be raped anally by someone and you tell me that it was a pleasure. It becomes a pleasure when you train your mind to believe that it's a pleasure. And that's why increasingly y'all are doing this, because you're engaging in this and you're not sober. If you were sober, your sense will tell you that is not safe. But because you're intoxicated, you're thinking, oh wow, it's so hot, it's so taboo that it's so, you just become addicted, like, right? Because also it means you're cool. You know, this is not even the word, it's dope. Not even the word. What's the word now? What's the new word for dope and cool? Because I'm old. But I don't know. If you are a man engaging with a woman, I don't know what is wrong with you that you have to go to her ass. There's no reason for you to use a woman's ass if she has a vagina. And for the women who are, oh yeah, then something's wrong with you too. Honestly, it's just crazy the way the world is today. So there are other risks, okay, side effects, transmitting STIs, infections and diseases that are shared during sexual intercourse, such as HIV, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and herpes, can be shared through anal sex. In fact, among types of sexual activity, anal sex has the highest risk for transmitting and getting HIV for both men and women. People on the receiving end for the bottom of anal sex are 13 times more likely to become infected with HIV than the inserting partner or the top. There's hemorrhoids. Stretching and pushing from anal sex can irritate existing hemorrhoids, but it's unlikely to cause the dilated and stretched blood vessels inside the rectum and anus. Colon perforation. This is very uncommon, but it's possible that anal penetration can puncture a hole in your colon. Surgical repair is necessary, so if you experience heavy rectal bleeding and abdominal pain from anal sex, see your doctor. How to practice safe anal sex. So, you know, you want to practice safe anal sex. You make sure you wash your hands, you wash the area, you wash your body, you wear barriers, you know, you wear a condom on your dick, you wear gloves, you know, you use liberally lubrication, you know, relax, you know. It's just, to me, it's a lot of work, because in the end of my back of my mind, I'd always be afraid, oh my God, his dick's gonna stink of boom boom, you know, juice, you know, that's what's from way up there, and there's some shit at the end of his dick. That alone is a turn off to me. But hey, y'all, like I said, you're high and drunk, you're intoxicated, you're not sober, so you don't care. But you are free to place yourselves at risk. You are free to play. It's your lives. But I just saw this video of Lil Nasty that showed him to be lap dancing and doing some kind of simulation of anal sex with the devil. And I'm just talking on that. That's it. That's all. I am Domina Della Pie, Mystery Sasha Storm. Thank you for listening. Yes, like I was saying before, I will be in a different place where I can actually do live videos and you can actually see me. That will be starting in June. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Good day.